But John, before we get into that, just give us a little background of kind of your history of just who you are. And first and most importantly, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the opportunity to interact here today. And so, my background, I completed a 40-year trust banking career in 2015. And back in 2010, out of the blue, the Lord says, John, get out of banking before you thought you would and go into world mission. I was clueless. I had not any idea what he was talking about. And so that took me on a journey of several years of talking to, our mission pastor Kermit was my guide during that time. And my wife and I went to some conferences. We talked to the head of a major mission agency that his family had grown up in the same small town as my wife. And I called him and I said, Bob, I need a mentor for the day. I'm having weird thoughts. Right. And so that's in that meeting out west, western part of the United States. That's when I learned for the very first time about business as mission. And it was one of those aha moments. Oh, that's how I could possibly go into world mission, is using my business experience. And so that was the beginning of the journey. It took several years to kind of ferret that out. And so when I left my last banking situation, I went with EPC World Outreach and became their business
For those who don't know, EPC is what?
Evangelical Presbyterian Church World Outreach denomination. So I created that area for the denomination for about 7, 8 years. And then kind of fast forwarding to today, I don't know, it was probably about in 2020, I spoke to my boss and said, hey, I think we're doing okay on the business side of the coaching. And my model was what I did in banking. We partnered with trusted advisors, experts that actually knew what they were doing. Third Path Initiatives was one of them. IBEC Ventures, also very close. And so said, I think that's going fine. But my observation is, how do you have a really balanced and healthy life when you work in these crazy countries around the world? Persecution and just isolation and everything else. And I had some friends that were getting into life leadership coaching. I said, I really think I should pursue that so I can hopefully add some value from a life leadership coaching standpoint to the equation. So anyway, I did that. And then in 2022, I resigned from the denomination. And now I'm doing life leadership coaching. I have a small practice. I'm old. I don't want a big practice, but I'm practicing. And out of that, what's really been fun, and I'll wrap this up, is that it's introduced me, or it's got me involved with like BAM Global in this BAM practitioner care initiative and in our own church denomination. So yeah, as you all know, the Lord has a plan for us, a purpose for us. And I think that's part of his purpose for me, is taking some of my business experience, my BAM coordinator experience, and now in a new season or journey, possibly helping people in the field have more balanced lives, healthier lives.
John, it's interesting. So many things I could comment on in your background, but I was thinking about, I need a mentor because I'm having weird thoughts. And you're not the only one. I think there are a lot of guys, women too, of course, but these guys generically. I think there are a lot of people that toward the end of their career, and they're not ready to hang up their spurs. They don't want to go play golf every day. I mean, they're really, seeking the Lord for what's next. And so they're hearing things like you're hearing, like business, and business is mission. And a lot of them do the same thing. You're like, what can I bring to the mission world? Well, the truth is, as you now know, and I learned too, we bring a lot for a couple of reasons. One is that business missions courses worldwide. There's a huge need for business-minded disciples to advise some of these business founders and operators around the world. And the other is, frankly, when you start thinking about getting into the unreached people groups and the restricted access countries, business is the only way to get in. And it can't be fake business. It cannot be what we used to tease and call business for visa. Yeah, I see your air quotes. It has to be real. And that's so we say real business, real mission. If it's not both, then it's not business, it's mission. So you're probably a lot of people listening to this are thinking he sounds just like me. So first of all, thank you for sharing that.
What I tell my friends similar age and all, the Bible doesn't talk about retiring. There's only one instance, and it had to do with Levite priests, but it's refire. Don't retire, right?
Yeah.
The Lord's got a purpose. Our calling can change. Our overall purpose, glorifying the Lord, stays the same, right? And what does that look like? So, yeah, if you want to have a blast, work with Mike Baer and all these other guys.
We all having a good time. It's interesting that the passage, by the way, you're talking about, it refers to the Levites when they hit age 55. They don't have to carry the ark anymore, which makes perfect sense. But they don't actually stop serving. They just don't have to carry the ark. And so you're right. But we've adopted in the West, and particularly in the United States, we've adopted this. I put my 4 years in, and I'm going to get my gold watch to go play golf. And I have to tell you, and I've shared this with you before. I started church when I was 22 on Hilton Head Island, which was it still is a huge retirement center. But we used to, not laughingly, a little tongue in cheek, but not laughingly, we would have lots and lots of high powered executives
Right.
retire and move to the island back in the 70s, and the man typically within about 6 months, about half of them were dead.
Yeah.
These were not old people. They got old real fast,
Right.
because most people can't survive playing golf every day. And I'm not against golf. It's against me. That's a different topic altogether. But without purpose, it's difficult to find meaning, and that's what life goes on. So, A, I'm glad you discovered that. B, I'm glad you're still with us. But I hope a lot of our listeners that are older, like us, will say, yeah, I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started good.